Elvenar played. Beside Forge of Empires, InnoGames has some more games, which I plan to introduce in this channel. I will always do that from the perspective of a FoE player. I hope this will make it easier for FoE players to decide whether or not it is worth to give one or another of these games a try. I want to start this tiny series with the game Elvenar. This game is very similar to Forge of Empires, but with a fantasy background. Just like FoE, it is also free to play. Instead of traveling through the ages, you develop your tribe from its arrival in a lost land to get new visitors. In the very beginning, you decide for either humans or elves. This mainly changes only the look of the game. Here a typical village of humans, and as a direct comparison, a village of the elves. This has no effect on the game mechanics and the further progress. Just like in Forge of Empires, residential buildings produce coins and production buildings produce supplies. One interesting difference with residential buildings, you can already collect coins after a few minutes. If you don't do that, the house continues to produce coins until its local storage is full. This takes 6 hours in the beginning, and that time span grows as the houses are upgraded. While in Forge of Empires, existing buildings have to be demolished and replaced by new buildings, the buildings in Elvenar get upgraded more and more. Sometimes the upgraded version requires more space than before. An early quest requires 10 residential buildings and 4 supply productions. For a long time in the game, this is enough, as the buildings get better and better. In Elvenar, you build with a builder's hut. Without spending diamonds, this is limited to building or upgrading a maximum of 2 buildings at the same time. Advancing in the game, the building and upgrading times grow significantly, and this restriction gets more and more important. And different to Forge of Empires, there are not many possibilities to receive diamonds in this game. In Elvenar, you cannot be attacked by other players, but players can help each other. Others can motivate your main hall and builder's hut, or they can polish a cultural building. As in Forge of Empires, there are cultural buildings and a bonus on coin and supply productions if you have more culture than needed. With each new building and upgrade, the culture requirements will grow. This is very comparable to Forge of Empires. The coins and supplies stored in the main hall are very limited. As you expand your main hall, this capacity grows step by step, and with it, the effect of other players helping you grows. Whenever you help another player, you get some coins as reward. If your target helped you during the past 23 hours and you return that favor, you also get some supplies. On top, 3 times every day, you have the chance to find a treasure chest somewhere around the friend's village, which contains a helping item, example given, a knowledge point. Knowledge points are comparable to Forge of Empires Forge points. You receive 24 of them every day, plus a few from quests and after battles. Knowledge points then are used for research in the technology tree. While in Forge of Empires the technology tree is separated in several ages, Elvenar offers level 1 to 5 and then a new section for each group of visitors like dwarves, fairies, orc and goblins, wood elves, sorcerers and dragons, halflings, elementals, and very new, the Amuni. As Forge of Empires always add new eras, in Elvenar always arrive new visitors. Beside that, knowledge points are needed to build ancient wonders. These are comparable to great buildings in Forge of Empires. For each successful battle on the map, which is comparable to winning a sector on the province map, you receive a knowledge point. As in Forge of Empires, you can decide between peaceful negotiation and fighting. The fighting system has a few similarities, example given the hexagonal fields and comparable advantages of one unit type against some others. But there are barriers that cannot be passed through, and also your own units block the movement of your other units. This makes ranged units very interesting even on these tiny maps. As you advance in the game, some more units become available. But different to Forge of Empires, the first units remain relevant and are not getting stronger. Instead, the size of each group grows. Each fighter on the battlefield represents a group of units, and the group size can rise by research. Beside battles on the province map, there is a weekly tournament. This is comparable with the guild expedition in Forge of Empires. In Elvenar, each player fights on his own, 4 fights per level in 6 levels, and the success of the fellowship, in FoE this would be a guild, is rewarded. On top, there are events and fellowship adventures. Those don't have battles. Instead, all fellowship members receive quests which are rewarded with badges, and each step on the map requires a number of certain badges. The best fellowships receive attractive rewards. Those who are still not busy enough with the city in Forge of Empires might want to give Elvenar a try. I think it is worth it.